I hate these Malaysian VTubers. And no, that is not clickbait, and no, it is not a specific person or a group of Malaysian VTubers. It's the Malaysian VTubers that do a specific thing. Or a few specific things, now that I think about it. But yeah, I'm Ren. If this is your first time on my channel, I am a Malaysian VTuber. I've been VTubing for a few years now. And usually I don't do this kind of rant content per se, or talk about this kind of things. But I've been thinking about it for a while, and I just feel like nobody's saying anything about it. And moving into 2026, I want to be someone that means what I say and say what I mean. So yeah, let's talk about it. So, who are these Malaysian VTubers that I am, quote unquote, that I hate? And again, for me, I don't necessarily use the word hate a lot. Hate is a strong word. Most of the time I use dislike. But for these specific people, I would say I do hate them. And the reason why is because it affects the whole community. It affects the whole MYVT community. So before I talk about what are the effects on the community and all that, let us identify the people that I hate. Firstly, these VTubers, these Malaysian VTubers, are using AI, generative AI, on their avatars. And more damningly, they use the generative AI on other people's avatar. So what I know is also that these people usually use public custom avatars. Like the famous Suika and a few others that are public. I don't really know most of them. Most of the time I just see a lot of Suikas. But I noticed that they've been using generative AI on their avatars to make profile pictures. Some of them make them into banners. Some of them even make them into pictures that they then use on their content. And most of these VTubers, or Malaysian VTubers, I find are on TikTok. VTikTokers, if you want to call them. VTalkers, I have not seen it on Twitch. I have not seen it on YouTube. And maybe it's because of the way the algorithm works. I see a lot of more local content. I have not seen it in the other communities. Because in the VTuber scene, it is well established that you do not do such a thing. It's taboo in the creative industry for a reason. Personally, I am a friend of a lot of talented artists and creative, involved people. And the number one thing that they hate the most is people that use AI. Not normal AI, generative AI. Is because you take someone's hard work, all their blood, sweat, and tears, the skill that they take years to build up to, and you throw it into an AI generator, and it churns out slop. Yes, it could look nice. Yes, it is easy and cheap. But it is very immoral in the creative industry. I am not here to debate. I'm not here to convert you on your mindset of AI, But as a VTuber, I feel that it is the utmost immoral thing to do. When you take someone's avatar, even if it's your own, even if you paid for it, and you put it inside a Gen AI, and you churn out AI slop. Because 10 out of 10 times, when you hire someone to make an avatar for you, in their TOS, they probably put, do not put my art in AI. Most of the time, 10 out of 10, they probably have that on our TOS. TOS is term of service, by the way. So, not only did they do that on themselves, it's also on other people. Bad behavior, in my opinion. And okay, some of you might ask, Ren, why don't you talk to these people? Why don't you, inform the ignorant or something like that? I tried. I think I tried several times in the past 2 years or so. Quietly, because I'm not a person that makes a lot of fuss on the public domain. Usually I work behind the scene. But the problem is that these people, they ignore even the initiation of my conversation about it. They just leave me on scene. Maybe I'm too aggressive, maybe I'm, you know, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But these people just leave me on scene and then they continue their ways. They just generate AI all the way, right? So, what does this mean for my opinion about them? I mean, truthfully, you don't have to care about my opinion, right? But the thing is that whenever you do that, when a Malaysian VTuber does these things, it implicates the whole community, like I mentioned in the beginning. Because next time, maybe someone that is, from the outer community or, upcoming rising VTubers that are from Malaysia, they'll see this behavior and they'll be like, oh, I want to do that too. And it's a whole cycle. It's a whole new breeding ground for new people that do it. And not only that, it gives us a very bad reputation to like the international world. Some might be like, oh, whatever, man. I don't give a shit about international people. The thing is that when you're a content creator, it's not even a VTuber. When you're a content creator, you have to work together with other people sometimes. Of course, you can succeed by yourself, but there's a certain aspect where you just it's better if you embrace the community. It's better if you work together, because sometimes it involves things that you might not be good at. Like for me personally, I'm not good at art. I'm not good at a lot of things. But the things that I'm good at, I'm willing to help with other people. And the things that they're good at, I'm willing to trade it with them. But the thing is that when you are doing these kind of behaviors, when you are displaying this kind of behaviors, directly, they would just blacklist you out of their mind. And in the end, you'll be isolated by a few people. It's like burning bridges before you even know the bridge exists. It's very sad, because the reason why I'm making this rant is because moving to 2026, I want to see MYVT grow. I want to see Malaysian VTubers hit the map. I want to see them thrive. I want to see them succeed. Like I see a lot of talented people. I see a lot of people that are struggling to make it. I've also see a lot of people that are just trying to have fun, and that's fine. But I just plead to you guys that you understand the whole culture, you understand the whole dynamic of being a VTuber, and not treat it like, oh, we're just moving avatars, and then do whatever you want. Because when you implicate one person, you the word travels very fast. The other type of Malaysian VTubers that I kind of don't particularly like are the VTubers that graduate. If you don't know what graduate means, essentially they are stopping activities using their brand. Say like if I graduate, you won't see RenNeedHealing anymore, but there's maybe a chance that I'll be using another identity or brand. But several times I've seen throughout the years, I see a lot of Malaysian VTubers that graduate and then they come back like it's nobody's business. So it feels ingenuine and it feels a bit scummy. Because when someone graduates, it is very big and sad moment in their career and in the community. So usually you would say our last goodbyes, yada yada yada, all that things. But I feel like it's one too many where I see them saying that they're graduating and they didn't even change their brand. They just come back using the same brand, the same account, and then just start streaming again saying, ha, I'm back. What the fuck? Don't do that. It's very scummy. It's very scummy in my eyes. Anyway, so summary. Malaysian VTubers, they use AI on themselves, on other people, and people that graduate and then come back like it's nothing. Let's stick with those two. I feel like that's already enough cans of worms to open today. So, why do I hate them? Remember I said like what would be the implications? What would be the outcome? Like indirectly or directly, you'll be ruining the image for our community. And this is, to you, it might not be in much, maybe like, oh, I don't even associate myself in like the community or whatever. The moment The moment you say you're a Malaysian VTuber, you kind of indirectly are representing the MYVT. So it's a bit hard. And it's a bit hard not to say you're not a MYVT when you do that kind of thing. You know, when you say you're Malaysian and then you're a VTuber, it just goes hand in hand. And the second thing that usually happens, or the implications, you kind of burn the chance of having a relationship, a good rapport with a lot of artists. Remember, in the VTuber industry, we are very tightly knit with the artist community, because without the talented people that do the art, you won't see VTubers moving. You won't see the beautiful art that you are taking upon as a vessel. And this is a big problem. They helped you move, they help you, be born, and here you are spitting on their face. And that is very disrespectful, in my opinion. And the third and final one is, like I mentioned earlier, you'll be isolated in the Malaysian VTuber community itself, because nobody wants to collab or associate themselves with a problematic person that doesn't even respect the art that they are using. Nonetheless, the people that don't respect other people's art, like, we're trying to protect our artists and their work too. So if we know that you're using AI on them, safely to say that we won't ever collab or consider interacting with you. That's just the sad fact. That's the reality. My final word on this would be, if you are the people that do this, if you are the Malaysian VTubers that are currently calling yourself VTubers from Malaysia, I hope that you learn these immoral acts that are very, very taboo in the community, because I really, really want to see Malaysian VTubers grow and thrive and continue to showcase a wonderful and harmonious environment, because it's more fun when everyone is on the same page. Yeah, that's just my small rant. If you have anything you want to address, or if you have any questions, or if you have anything really, you can just drop it down in the comment below. And if you feel like you want me to talk about the same thing but in Bahasa Melayu, in BM, I would do it. I'll do it all over again. This is like my third try trying to record this, because I just didn't know how to word it. That's all. Yeah, nah.